Hello, welcome again. Now we start with Excel. I'm sure probably most of you already had an experience of Excel, but we start from scratch in this class. So I start by telling you that Excel is a big empty grid with letters across the top and numbers down the left side. And each single square inside this grid is called a cell, and this cell is addressed by the cell address, letter, and numbers. Probably most of you played Battleship somewhere in their childhood, and that's exactly like it. So follow me while I do this operation. Position myself in a place where the average function should be introduced. And first of all, first thing first, I type the equal sign. Then I start typing the name of the function. I find that there are 6 different averages. The one we want is not the average deviation, it's the average standard average. And then I press Tab, the Tab key, or just click here. Double click and the function is open. Inside this brackets, I just select the range of cells that is to be averaged. And then I close the parentheses and just enter return. And there we are. I repeat this operation again, equal AV average. No, not average, A, just average. This one. Select and close. I believe I select, yes, I selected the wrong row. Common mistake. I select the right row and then done. At this point, also, the function can be dragged down and it's being copied all along. And the cells stay formatted with only no decimals because the format of the cells still applies. Remember, last time we have formatted to no decimal points, and so it is now. Now, the next question would be, what if I don't know the name of the function? Well, next slide will show you how. So what happens if we don't know the name of the function? We should know what kind of function we want to insert here. In this case, the average is the statistical function. And going back, Control F1 to show the ribbon. In the Formula tab, yes, it's a Formula tab, it has the functions in. You may find an Insert Function button that will show you all the possible functions that Excel has available. There are very many. Average happens to be the second one. There's another method. You may browse through the categories in the function library group and try to find math. Oh, well, no, that's just mathematics. So more functions. Oh yeah, statistical. We know the average is a statistical function, so that's where we want to choose. And you find the average. At this point, a dialog box opens, and you notice that Excel has already selected B3E3, which is the right choice, because Excel noticed that you are on this cell, you want to calculate the average in, and on the left you have 4 cells with numbers. So it's very likely Excel thinks that you want to calculate the average of these cells here on the left, which is indeed true. But let's say we don't have the right selection. The average selection in the dialog box, you can just erase it. The average function is still here, and you only have to select the range of cells that you want, which in this case is the same range of cells Excel suggested, but this time we have selected ourselves with our hands. Once this is done, in the dialog box bottom right, there is a OK button and done. That's it. And again, as usual, the function can be dragged down to the last row, and it works like that. So that's the easy way to introduce a function, which is very good, because if you think you had not just 4 tests, but very many data points to introduce in the average, the use of the function is the only way. And anyway, from now on, the use of function is mandatory. To close. Now complete this exercise using the function and calculate the average of the 4 tests using the average function for all the lines. Now that you know how to use the average function, do complete the vertical average for each test. Test 1, test 2, test 3, and test 4 here in these cells. Do again equal average, the second one, select, close, and click. And then extend, copy and paste by pointing the small green square at the bottom right corner of the cells. Okay, one by one, now follow me on the sequence of operations we are doing today. In this slide, we'll learn how to add a new sheet, rename the sheets, and link the data from sheet 1 to sheet 2, so that sheet 2 contains in itself data coming from sheet 1, plus new data. So first thing first, right-click on the sheet name and rename it. And we will call it first semester. So far, so good, correct? Good. Next, clicking here, we had the second sheet. So where you see a blank new spreadsheet appears, the first semester is still there. The sheet 3, that's because I already had a sheet 2, we rename it, and rename it, guess what? Second semester. Now, let's adjust a little bit the columns, and then let's perform the operation. In first semester, at cell A3, we have the name of the first student. Now, the students are not going to change in semester. They will be always the same. But I will not want to copy and paste this column in the second semester. Because, you know, perhaps one of those students' names is misspelled and needs to be updated. And anyway, it is a good practice in Excel never to duplicate data, even if it's the header. So what we do in the second semester, we position ourselves in cell 3 and we link to the first semester. From second semester sheet, we link to first semester sheet. It's very easy, but please take care to do the operation exactly as I do. Everything begins with an equal sign, as usual. Then you click on first semester and click on cell A3. Now just click there. Do not go back to second semester. Hit return instead. And the name is linked. If you look in F2, what we have inside the content of the cell is not Albert Eddy, is a link to first semester sheet cell A3. this is what it looks like in Excel. Now what we can do is we can copy drag all the cells, and you see for the rule of Excel that reference shifts. This is semester A4, this is first semester A5, this is first semester A6. Cells are shifted in row according to how much they shift on this sheet. This number 0 is because I copied also empty cells, and empty cells are usually considered 0. I can just, delete the content inside, or just delete using cancel. Actually, the same thing is true for the headers. Equal first semester, cell A1, click. B2, the first semester, B2 contains test 1, the header of the column of the first test. So I repeat the operation here, equal first semester, test 1, enter. This can be copy dragged, and I can adjust also the column. Notice that I copied the content of the cell, not the formatting. I have to format this cells again. And the format is very easy because this is Control F1, Insert tab, Home tab, light blue, and text in white, and also this header space, it's Home tab, light blue, header white. And then now what is missing is the numbers. Now the numbers, the grades in the second semester, oh, by the way, here we have to change to second semester. So this is no more first semester, and then we have to copy and change it. Okay, this one we copy and we paste, and then you notice I copied and paste, so that is now no more a link, it's a content itself, and I can change it to second semester here. If everything is fine so far, what you need is now to know the grades of the students in the second semester. I have them somewhere else. And I paste them here. And we also paint in yellow. Yellow, thank you. Now, what you have to do now is to type in 81, 70, 70, 87, 90, 90, 97, 91. Those are different numbers because there are different grades in the second semester. And then redo all the operations. Calculate the average on this column and the test average on this column. I might want to color them pink so that you know what you have to do. Now, complete the pink parts of the spreadsheet using the formulas that you know already.